In fact, if there's no truth, any book written by an atheist can't be true either, right? Everybody's making truth claims. The only question is, what is true? The second question is, does God exist? Is there really a being out there known as God? And what I mean by God, a theistic God. What's a theistic God? A spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, intelligent creator who not only created the entire universe, but sustains it, is holding it together right now as we sit here. Is there evidence for that kind of being? Yes, there's very good evidence. 3 lines of evidence. The first piece of evidence is that the universe exploded into being out of nothing. Once there was no space, once there was no matter, once there was no time, and then the entire space-time continuum leapt into existence. Even atheists are admitting this now. Even Stephen Hawking, who's an atheist, says almost everyone now believes that space-time and matter had a beginning out of nothing. If that's the case, whatever created space-time and matter can't be made of space-time and matter, right? In other words, it must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful to create the universe out of nothing, personal in order to choose to create, also intelligent because this universe is also fine-tuned, which is the second line of evidence that God exists. Now, when you think of a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, personal, intelligent cause, who do you think of? That's what we mean by a theistic God. The second piece of evidence is the fine-tuning of the universe, that if you were to change any one of a number of factors just imperceptibly about the universe, for example, if you were to change, say, the gravitational force by more than 1 part in 10 to the 40, we wouldn't be here. You say, what's 1 part in 10 to the 40? It's 1 part in 1 with 40 zeros following it. You say, Frank, I can't get my head around that number. Let me give you an illustration. Take a tape measure and stretch it across the entire known universe. By the way, that's a long way. Set the gravitational force at a particular inch mark on that tape measure. I realize gravity's not measured in inches. This is just to give you a scale idea in your mind. If you were to move the strength of gravity 1 inch in either direction, across the scale as wide as the entire known universe, we wouldn't be here. That's how fine-tuned the universe is. Somebody put that value right there. I don't have enough faith to believe that that happened by chance. Also, think about your amazing biology. Do you know there's a word inside of you? It's in your genome. Every one of your 40 trillion cells has a word that's 3.5 billion letters long. All the letters are in the right order. I mean, if you're walking along the beach and you see in the sand, John loves Mary, what do you assume? The waves did that? Crabs came out of the water and made that message? No, you're going to say that that message requires intelligence. Well, if a message, John loves Mary, requires intelligence, how about a message 3.5 billion letters long? Yeah, that's inside of every one of you. In fact, let's go back to the very beginning of you. I mean, you guys are what, 18 now? Let's go back to when your mother and father got together to conceive you. Have you guys had this talk before? I see some young people in here, so I'll try and be discreet. I also see some older people in here, so I'll try and be discreet as well, just in case you've forgotten how this works. All right? But when your mother and your father got together to have you, your mother unconsciously perfumed her egg, and then your father sent the entire population of the United States, 300 million soldiers, toward your mother's egg. And then there was a race, and you won. Don't let anyone ever tell you you're not special. You beat out 300 million others. You have blown away anything Michael Phelps has done. In fact, seeing some of you limping here earlier makes it hard for me to believe you were the fastest soldier in the gene pool, but you were. Now, from the very moment of conception, a construction project of astonishing complexity began taking place. Cells began multiplying at a rate of 4,000 cells per second. Brain cells began multiplying at a rate of 100,000 cells per second. For most of you, anyway. Some cells became brain cells, others heart cells, others lung cells. How do they know how to do this? Nobody knows. Some cells went so far across you to become what they needed to become that it would be equivalent to you today walking across the United States alone. And that construction project continues to this day. You just made 4 million new red blood cells. You just made another 4 million new red blood cells. You just made another 4 million new red blood cells. Knock it off. Are you sitting there going, hey, Frank, hold on. I got to concentrate. I got to make new red blood cells. No, this is just happening. Why is it happening without your knowledge? You're not even thinking about it. Why is it happening? Because there's an external intellect sustaining these processes. The entire natural world is going in a direction. I'm going in a direction, you're going in a direction, and we're not even thinking about it. Why? Because there is a mind out there